So, Louis, good to see you. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
Yeah, great to see you. So, we're talking about some of the origins of developing the Care Tech Guide and some of the things that are important to us. You've been part of that conversation for 5 years. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, no, it's been good. It's been a fun journey.
So, talk to us a little bit about why do you think this element of trust is important to have created this platform? Why is that so significant?
I think one of the really important things about the care tech space in social care is that there's lots of voices, but there's not a lot of singular independent voices
Yeah,
to trust. Everyone's got a bit of an agenda.
yeah,
Everyone's got something they need to achieve or get out of the system.
yeah,
I think one of the things that really sparked off this whole decision-making process was that discussion about where would someone go to get independent information, trusted information. Showing my age here a bit, I kind of think of it like the internet in the 90s. Do you remember when there was no Google? It was all kind of a bit of a mess and you didn't really know where anything was. What we want to try and do is we just want to try and create some structures, some supports to help people independently find out what's out there, to kind of have those neutral, objective voices. I think it's about who do you trust. I think
yeah.
having that independence enables a more open conversation. People can be more real. Those reviews can be more real. And we're not just front loading the groups that we've always heard from.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that. And I think, when I reflect on some of the conversations we've had about this, I think part of our emphasis on trust is really about having a very high respect for care providers, isn't it? It's that, hey, some of these companies are running, tens, hundreds of millions turnover companies and running them successfully. They know what they're doing. They're highly, highly capable. And, I think we've always said that, we should inform them accurately. We should treat them like adults. And we've always felt that if we give them the right information, they can make up their own minds. It's that sense of,
It's about recentering the power. It's about enabling care providers to have the tools to make their own decisions. So they're not kind of strung along by sales teams or really nice flashy graphics or the person who spent the most at the conference to have their name all over the place. It's about giving people tools to make proper decisions that fit their service and fit their needs, and giving them the trustworthy tools to make that choice independently of a sales team or so forth.
100%, 100%. I mean, I think having ran some care services myself, talking with families, and I think, it's a similar word, the same sort of thing. I think what helps with this stuff is authenticity, isn't it? It's when you're talking to someone and you feel they're congruent, they're talking with integrity. When I think about some of the great salespeople I've known in social care tech, Russell Howard has been really good. It's when they come with authenticity, which is, do you know what? If my solution isn't right for you, I'm going to tell you it's not right.
Mm.
That type of, I've got your back. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to sell to you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about being sold to, but I can't stand.
No, it's something that I experience on a daily basis and I loathe on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that Care Tech Guide is trying to do is kind of lead that kind of thought leadership. We've got those experts, we've got that representation across the sector who are contributing to these articles, who are contributing to the Knowledge Hub. That means that they're not being led kind of by singular voices. They're being led by a kind of a really informed, curated kind of viewpoint. It's just helping people walk through the process and walk through that process with a guide, quite literally a guide kind of in their pocket, and to help them kind of manage the storms and make their decisions.
You and I have talked quite a lot about sort of how to develop this concept and, wanting to retain the trust of the providers and the suppliers. And, sometimes some of the suppliers have got a dominant voice in the sector because they're large or they're, sort of, got a well-developed suite of products. And I think it's been a challenge to sort of hold our own integrity, hasn't it? Which to say, do you know what? However big the supplier is, they're not going to have a bigger voice here. Why do you think that's important?
So, I mean, something that came up probably in the first 6 months of us talking. I remember we spoke with someone in the sector who said, don't ignore the small groups.
Right.
Just because they're new, just because they're fresh, doesn't mean that they're not good. And that really stuck with me, that we had to manage our processes fairly and equally so that everyone's voice was equally weighted. And we had to kind of keep certain groups at bay early on so that we could maintain that independence and integrity. And I think that has been a mindset that has been kind of totally fundamental to how we've done it. How do we ensure that this is done fairly and independently? So everyone sits at the table and everyone's chair is the same height. They're all sitting at the same table, level with one another. And I think that's something that's really steered how we do this. And it's why CareTech Guide can be trusted as an independent voice.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I think those first 3 years of developing that concept, we talked very little about money, and we don't talk much about money now because I think our view has been, we're here for the care providers. We're here to create something to help them run their services. And the idea is, if we create something useful for the care providers, if it's useful for the tech suppliers, then the money will look after itself. And that's kind of what we believe in, isn't it?
Yes, certainly. I think it's about creating something that's of value.
Yeah.
It's about shaping the sector and helping the sector and care providers take control and have that trusted voice to guide them as they select their technology.
Okay, super. Thank you, Louie.